on a number of occasions said he's not going to allow hydrofracking unless the science is there. Well, we now know that the science says that hydrofracking is extremely dangerous. And the very fact that a state agency that is supposed to protect the environment and the people of this state, the Department of Environmental Conservation, leaked information about proposed regulations to the oil and natural gas industry prior to releasing it to the public is an absolute disgrace. It proves that the entire process has been manipulated to allow hydrofracking to occur in this state. We are not going to stand by and let this happen. The process is flawed. Hydrofracking will contaminate our water, probably for 1,000 years. Our environment will be destroyed. Our precious natural areas upstate will be destroyed. And we're here to say we're not going to let this happen. I stand behind the environmental groups today, calling on the governor to withdraw the draft environmental impact statement and have a real independent review. The state never studied the possible health impacts of hydrofracking. He never studied the possible seismic impacts that hydrofracking could cause. Governor Cuomo, if you allow hydrofracking to occur in this state, you own it. And if you want to run for president, all it'll take is one incident, one contamination that we know will happen, and your dream of running for president is over. It's over. We're asking you to withdraw the environmental impact study and have an independent one done that we can all be assured of the science. Because at the end of the day, the science is going to show hydrofracking is too dangerous to allow in this state.
Thank you very much. We're honored to be here. 350.org is an international climate advocacy organization. We're a grassroots organization. We're here standing with New Yorkers because we believe that fracking is a threat to our global climate. Bradley J. Field, Director of Mineral Resources at the DEC, the person in charge of preparing and coordinating the writing of the environmental impact statement, is a signer of the global warming petition, a climate change skeptic pledge. This petition goes against the warnings of NASA, NOAA, the National Academy of Science, and every major academy of science in nearly every country in the world. The person at the helm of this environmental impact statement is a climate denier, and we think that this is unacceptable. An official who denies the basic atmospheric science is not fit to coordinate the writing of a report on the impacts of fracking on our communities and our atmosphere. It's like a cartographer who believes the world is flat. His maps would make navigation extremely dangerous. This GIS is tainted by Field's radical anti-science position, and the DEC and Governor Cuomo must scrap it. Governor Cuomo must pull the plug on this DEC process. He can be a clean energy champion, but not while he has climate deniers writing environmental impact statements on fracking. We demand a full, independent review of the impacts of fracking on our communities using all the best available science. Thank you very much.
For a second, I wasn't sure who I was. The oil and gas industry is spending millions and millions of dollars on advertising, trying to make hydrofracking look like a Sunday walk in the park. Well, it's not a Sunday walk in the park. This is a dangerous, controversial issue, and we really need to get it right. This is an issue we can get wrong once, and we will live with the consequences forever. I don't expect to be here in 1,000 years when the radioactivity uses up its half-life. Why can't we have a health analysis that really shows that this is not really going to be a problem for us? Why can't we know that there's an absolute certainty that our water is not going to be contaminated because of the chemicals, which we still don't know what are contained in those hydrofracking chemicals that the industry says, well, it's proprietary. We need to get this right again, and I stand with my colleagues and all the people here and trying to urge the government to do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wake up, Cuomo! In New York State, we the people are supposed to have the final say. That's what it means to live in a democracy. What can we possibly say about our state if the frackers get their way? If this tiny number of well-connected and well-financed groups have more say than the people of New York? Governor Cuomo, we are calling on you here today to not just say no to fracking, but to stand up for democracy, to do the right thing and protect the voice of the people. Now, we've seen these terrible and troubling reports that the fracking industry lobbyists have gotten inside access and collusion with the DEC, that they've been able to spin the science in favor of fracking. It's unconscionable. Look, if we live in a true democracy in New York State, these frackers don't stand a chance. Not only is the science against them and the economics is against them, but we, the people of New York, are against them. At this point in this fight, what is at stake is not just whether or not New York State allows fracking. It's whether or not New York State still allows democracy.
Thank you again. My name is Eric Weltman. I'm with Food and Water Watch. On behalf of New Yorkers Against Fracking, a statewide coalition of over 120 organizations, who I thank you for joining us at our press event.